Welcome to today's session of the Tutors. Today we'll be dealing with the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. If you haven't subscribed our channel, please subscribe our channel and press the bell button to enable the notification. So we'll move on to the chapter Cells. So in this universe we know that all the organisms are composed of cells. Like let it be a plant, an animal, an insect, whatever it may be, all the living organisms are composed of cells. What is a cell? Yes, it is a structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Why such a definition for cell? Because anything less than a cell does not ensure an independent living. So guys, do you remember the picture which was present, which is there in the first slide? It is a photo of the great Robert Hooke. Do you know who he is? Yes, he is the one who discovered the cell. Discovered it in the Koch cell. Later, due to the improvement in the studies, due to the improvement in electron microscope, Anton van Leeuwenhoek described a living cell, and Robert Brown later discovered the nucleus. Now we'll move on to the next topic, cell theory. In 1838, Matthias Kleeden, he was a botanist. What he did was he examined a large number of plants. He studied, he analyzed a large number of plants and observed that all plants are composed of different kinds of cells which form the tissues of this plant. At about the same time, Theodor Schwann, he was a zoologist, studied different types of animal cells and reported that cells that had an outer layer which is today known as a plasma membrane. So what did Matthias Kleeden do? He examined large number of plants, that is, he studied large number of plants, and what was his contribution? What was his observation? It was that all the plants are composed of different kinds of cells. It is these cells which form the tissues of all the plants, which form tissues of the plant. At about the same time, simultaneously, Theodor Schwann was a zoologist. He studied different types of animal cells and reported that cells had an outer thin layer known as a plasma membrane. He also concluded, based on studies on plant tissue, that the presence of cell wall is a unique character of plant cells. So, Kleeden and Schwann together formulated cell theory. But what happened is, this theory cannot explain the formation of new cells. They could not explain how new cells were formed. So Rudolf Virchow, what he did, he modified this theory by saying that all the cells are divided, all the cells are divided, and new cells are formed from pre-existing cells. Now we have a question. It was a question asked in Ames in the year 2011. Cell theory was proposed by option 1, a botanist, option 2, a zoologist, option 3, a botanist and zoologist, and option 4, a psychologist. Of course, the answer is option 3, a botanist and zoologist. And what was their names? They were Kleeden and Schwann. Now we'll move on to the next section. Next topic, an overview of cells. Yes, guys, you know that cytoplasm is the main arena of the cell where all the chemical reactions occur. Various chemical reactions occur in this cytoplasm to keep the cell in living state. Besides the nucleus, eukaryotic cells have other membrane-bound distinct structures called organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi complex, lysosomes, mitochondria, microbodies. The prokaryotic cell lacks such membrane-bound organelles. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next topic, eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. What do you mean by eukaryotic cell? The name itself suggests eukaryon means which has true nucleus. What do you mean by true nucleus? True nucleus in the sense the nucleus of such organisms are enclosed or surrounded by a nuclear membrane. That is, their nucleus is well defined. The nucleus of eukaryotic cells are well defined, while that of prokaryotic cell is not at all well defined. That is, that nuclear membrane, the nucleus is not surrounded by nuclear membrane. In both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, a semi-fluid matrix called cytoplasm occupies the volume of the cell. Now we have another question. This was a question asked for AIPMT pre in the year 2010. The question was the main arena of various types of activities of cell is option 1 nucleus, option 2 plasma membrane, option 3 mitochondria, and option 4 cytoplasm. Yes, as we said, it is cytoplasm. Now we'll move on to the next topic. Size and shape of cells. We know mycoplasma. Yes, we had learned about mycoplasma. Mycoplasma. In which chapter? Just remember. Just try to recollect. Yes, it is in the biological classification. Mycoplasma. What is the peculiarity? It is a smallest cell. It is and it is actually 0.3 micrometer in length. We know that 1 micrometer is 10 raised to minus 6 meters. So just imagine the length of mycoplasma. It is that small that the length is 0.3 micrometer. And bacteria, it's 3 to 5 micrometer. And largest isolated single cell is of an ostrich, egg of an ostrich. Human red blood cells are about 7 micrometer. Nerve cells are the longest cells. So these ideas, these ideas give us an idea, maybe polygonal, columnar, cuboidal, thread-like, or even irregular. So this is a cell of red blood cell. As you can observe, the shape is round and biconcave. In the chapter, this year we have a chapter in the session Human Physiology, Body Fluids and Circulation. In that chapter, we'll learn more about RBCs and why it is in round and biconcave. In that, we'll learn the structural aspects of it. Then WBC, it is amoeboid shape. We know what is WBC? Yes, it is white blood cells. What is RBC? It is red blood cells. And if pigment is present in that, yes, it is red colored pigment. Yes, it's hemoglobin. While going through it, just try to recollect all those points, so it will there in your mind. Then columnar and epithelial cells are long and narrow, as you can observe. Nerve cell, as we said, it is longest cell. Then tracheiid, it is elongated. Then mesophyll cells are round and oval. Tracheiid and mesophyll cells will be learning about it in more detailed way in the chapter Anatomy of Flowering Plants. Okay, now we'll move on to the next topic, prokaryotic cells. Okay, what is a prokaryotic cell? As we all know, it is as we said, it is a cell which lacks nuclear membrane. That is, the nucleus is not surrounded by nuclear membrane. Okay, the prokaryotic cells are generally represented by bacteria, blue-green algae, mycoplasma, and pleuropneumonia-like organisms. There is no well-defined no well-defined nucleus. The four basic shapes of bacteria are bacillus, it is rod-like, coccus, spherical, vibrio, comma-shaped, and spirillum, spiral. Next, we have a question. It was a question which was asked in re-APMT in the year 2015. Which of the following is not found in prokaryotic cells? Option 1, plasma membrane. Option 2, nuclear envelope. Option 3, ribosome. And option 4, mesosome. Yes, it is nuclear envelope. Organisms of eukaryotic cells with the other organisms. This is a diagram which is given in in NCERT. Just go through it. Typical bacteria cells, pleuropneumonia-like organisms, viruses. Plasmid. What is a plasmid? Plasmid is an extra chromosomal circular DNA. We learn more about plasmids in the chapter Biotechnology. Actually, it has a very important role in biotechnology. Genetics will learn about it. Just for your information, just learn it as extra chromosomal circular DNA. Okay, it is present in the cytoplasm, not inside the chromosome. Usually, there is DNA. Usually, it is present in the chromosome, isn't it? Inside the nucleus, inside the chromosome. But plasmid, the peculiarity of that is that it is present outside the chromosome, extra chromosomal circular DNA. The plasmid DNA confers certain unique phenotypic characters to such bacteria. One such character is resistance to antibiotics. Okay, now we'll learn about the cell envelope and its modification. Cell envelope Actually, it consists of a tightly bound three-layer structure, that is glycocalyx, cell wall, plasma membrane. Although it is tightly bound three-layered structure, it acts as a single unit. Okay, as we know, cell envelope in the sense it protects the cell from the external surrounding, from the external environment, from the surrounding. The cell, the interior of the cell, does get protected through the cell envelope. So actually there are three layers, tightly bound three layers. They are glycocalyx, cell wall and plasma membrane. These three together act as a unit. Now we have a question. Algae have cell wall made of option 1 cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin, option 2 cellulose, galactans and mannans, option 3 hemicellulose, pectins and proteins, and option 4 pectins, cellulose and protein. So guys, we know cellulose in more detailed way. Cellulose, galactans and mannans is the correct answer.